Hi, my name is MaryConroy. I'm here to talk about the Wild Roots project, which is a project that I started as part of my MA 4 years ago, and it's been working, basically it's socially engaged art, which is working kind of outside the studio and engaging with communities of interest and the general public, and trying to change things in society as well as just making things to look at. So it's all about social theory and art practice, so you get social practice is what it's called. And I kind of describe it sometimes as artists make things, whereas social practitioners make things happen or make changes. It's still about making, but it's working with people and communities. So as part of the MA, the first thing I did, as anybody does when they're starting to design or make art, is to go out and take some observations and documentation. So I got my map of Limerick, went off outside, did a lot of walking, did a lot of cycling around, took a lot of photographs, notes and sketches, just to see what was around me, to see what was in Limerick that I might not have seen before, to see what was important to people. And I did a lot of talking to people as well. So, sorry, so 15 seconds. Okay, there we go, sorry about that. So basically I went out and about, on the bike, on foot, and so basically I took my camera, looked at all the spaces and places around Limerick, kind of took wrong turns a lot, walked a lot, went places I wouldn't have generally gone before, and I was documenting empty spaces and looking at the parks, looking at green spaces. So then after that I went back into the studio, back into the library, and started doing a lot more reading, and I came across this word, biophilia, which is an innate love for the natural world that's supposed to be felt universally by humankind. And I thought, well, this is really interesting. It's something that apparently everybody in the world feels and can identify with. So I thought, okay, what can we do with this? What can I do with this, with my project, to make the world a better place? So I started looking again at biophilia, looking at Limerick City, and looking at our interaction with the natural world. And of course, one of the first things you see is pets. There's dogs and cats and horses and goats and all sorts of domestic animals around. But then I noticed that there was a lot of people feeding the swans, feeding the birds. And then I just started thinking, okay, biophilia, it's animals and plants. And I thought, okay, what can I do to change this? So I started doing a little bit of guerrilla gardening around town. And this is one that happened in John Square. Took out all the beer cans, put in some soil and put in some flowers, and it actually lasted for a number of years. It was there for quite a long time. And then I thought, well, I can't really do this all on my own. If I'm going to be a socially engaged artist, I need participants, I need people, I need communities, and people need to be able to do this for themselves in their own local environment. I can't change all of Limerick on my own. So where am I going to get some people? So I did some call-outs. I decided to run some workshops. So what I did was, the first workshop I did was a mapping workshop, and this was in occupied space at the time. And basically what I did was I invited people to come down and to draw their own area, create a cognitive map from memory of their own area, what's in their local area. It was really interesting to see what people drew, how people perceive their own area. Some people drew just lines and lines of shops, some people put in the trees, some people put in rivers, some people did really abstract ones, but it was a really good insight to see how people's minds work and how people perceive their own environment and how it's completely different for everybody. So the next project I did was, I did a very big seed bombing project around Limerick. So I held a seed bomb making workshop in one of the parks, and I ended up with about 50 participants all in, and everybody got a bag of seed bombs, a biodiversity mix seed bombs. We made thousands of them. So everybody got a bag of bombs and a map, and they were told to go to their own area and throw the seed bombs around and mark on the map, return it to me, where they put the bombs. So there's an online map of all these areas that were seed bombed. Something else that I did, this was for Cat Dig 1 year. This was the Sunflowers on the Street project. What I did here was I planted both of the sunflowers in coffee cups, upcycling, recycling coffee cups, and put them around the street in various places for the weekend that it was. So people would come across these. There was a little note on the side that said, "Please take me home, I need a home." And it worked. People found them and brought them home and emailed me afterwards and sent me photographs of the new homes that their sunflowers had. So basically it was to give people a sense of ownership and to look at something grow, to watch these things grow. So another project I did then was biodiverse city, and that involved putting birdhouses and insect hotels around the city. The large one there is in the Hunt Museum garden. That was sponsored by Tidy Towns, and that's still there. There's 4 of them in the Hunt Museum, so there's a number of shelters dotted around town. So then this is a collaborative work that I did with the Limerick South City Residents Association. And this was parking day. This is 2013, and we built a little eco garden in a parking space on O'Connell Street for an afternoon. It was there for 4 hours. It was great. People stopped in. There was buskers. There was art going on in there. It was a really lovely day. Loads of people stopped in. Limerick River Path Volunteers is another group that works locally, and they are Gabriella Abram and Miriam Lohan. So they work down along by the park canal, and they do a lot of litter picking. But what we did is we did some wildflower sowing. We sent a proposal to the city council, and they gave us wildflower seeds. So we had a call out for a group of people, and they came. There must have been about 20 people, and we planted wildflowers all along the park canal. Again, it just goes to show the interest people have in wildlife. They came and they gave up their Sunday afternoons to come and plant flowers, and really, really wanted them to grow. So this was another one. This is a City of Culture project that I was involved in along with Dermot Nealon, and this is the corner of Ann Street and Thomas Street. You probably all know the garden. Dermot did all the heavy work and the planting and the digging and the planting of flowers, and I did the shelters. I did all the birdhouses and bug boxes, and we installed them in there. And that's still blooming, it's still going, and a lot of people went in there. There was activities last year. There was a lot of bees in it. A lot of people were calling it the bee garden because the wildflowers attracted so much wildlife into the city, and there was loads of birds and their butterflies. It was really quite successful from an ecological point of view. So another collaborative project I did last year was with Veronica's son Torum from Limerick's Buzzing, and she focuses on wild bees and wild pollinators. So with her we did school workshops, we built some wild bee topiaries, wild bee habitats, and again in the garden we made some bunting for that, and you can see some laser cut bees there that we got children to decorate, and bunting that I made from stencils cut in the Fab Lab as well. So that was a really successful project. We did some green graffiti. I don't know if you know about green graffiti. So it's all street-based work that I'm interested in street and public realm and how to change public spaces, how to get citizens to change public spaces themselves. So green graffiti, basically you wash off the dirt. Instead of using paint, you clean off the dirt. So this was Wild Roots as part of the youth programme for EDA 2014. The start of this year, this was another City of Culture funded project. This was Wild Roots at the kiosk. Ed was another artist that had the kiosk for a month. So we could do whatever we wanted in the kiosk. I turned it into a working workshop for 4 weeks. And it was great because it was really nice passing traffic. There was a lot of conversation there, lots of chatting. Really good to talk to people about their connection with nature, and having the park behind us as well. It was a really good variety of people. So inside the kiosk, it was a space made for people to come and make things. We made birdhouses, we made bird feeders, we made willow sculptures. There was a lot of talking, loads of chatting, and then people that came to visit, everybody went away with a packet of wildflower seeds or some bird food or some plants that we planted up. So everybody got to come and make something and then leave with something so that they could take something home and take responsibility for it themselves. I am also a ceramicist, and at the moment what I've been doing is I'm trying to design some bug blocks, insect hotels and birdhouses that are a bit more durable than the timber ones that I've been making for a long time. So I'm hoping to turn these into more sculptural objects that can be integrated into parks, integrated into gardens, integrated into houses. So it's more of a design, I'm kind of back to the design project side of things. So if you're looking for me, or if you want any more information, you can have a look at the wildrootsproject.com, wildroots@gmail.com, or I am based in the Craft Hub as well, which is a great place to go to. Thanks very much.